Maybe they can't read the room. Maybe it's just that. Maybe they haven't seen all the ICE raids where people are literally getting abducted from their work sites, from their jobs, from preschool pickup lines, or from their kids' graduations. Maybe they haven't heard about the black men that have been found swinging from trees. Maybe they haven't heard of the black women getting kicked out of hospitals while in the throes of birth, or the black women literally dying in hospitals trying to give birth. Maybe they haven't seen the hate rallies, the marches that have been going around in cities where such brave, bold men are wearing face masks to hide their identities as they wave flags with hate symbols on them. Maybe they haven't heard about the data centers that guzzle fresh water that could be used in Flint or in Jackson, that pollute the air, water, and sky, that have also been placed in black communities. Maybe they haven't heard about the missing and murdered indigenous women, how their information has been wiped off of government websites as that crisis still rages. Maybe they haven't heard about the parents and guardians who have been fighting for their kids to have special ed in their schools. Maybe they haven't heard about how the detention centers where immigrants and the undocumented are being held, and that Amnesty International themselves have declared that folks being held in those detention centers have been tortured. Maybe they haven't heard that the children being held in some of those detention centers have been held way longer than the recommended amount of time, or that people have died in those detention centers. Maybe they haven't heard that things for marginalized and vulnerable communities have become increasingly worse under this administration. And these are the same groups that begged people to vote differently last year. And maybe they don't realize this. Maybe they haven't read the room, or maybe they just don't care. And maybe it's time for us to stop arguing with people who have demonstrated that they don't care about our communities, because they were too willing to set us ablaze to prove their point, to put our lives at risk, to put our children in danger for the case of their moral superiority. Maybe it's time that we stop giving these people air and attention and start rallying behind the people we believe in. Okay, thanks, bye.